Saturn. I'm sure. Grand rising to y'all. Glorious day. Sun already out. Y'all still laid up in the bed? Y'all ain't got y'all day started yet? No, shit. Get your ass out, sugar. Yeah, it's good to get up and get the blood flowing. Get out here in the elements. Get some fresh air. I can't read that. I can't read that. English, please. Dude look like they stuck over there. It was just 444. Look like he's stuck in the mud. Somebody just throwing their trash all over the damn place. Oh shit, I don't have to wait for a trash can. We just throw this shit out. I'm done with this Chick-fil-A. Get out of here. No. Nope. I'm a Hellenistic astrologer. Vedic got their shit from Hellenistic. So, what? Hellenistic astrology was imported into India, and so most of the Hellenistic techniques, which came out, you know, Egypt and all that area. So, what's your question? What's up, What's up, Taylor? Standing with you. You know, uh, it's interesting. I mean, it's people getting into it and they trying to, hey, what system is right? I like this system. I like that system. Oh, I really resonate with this system. All right? It ain't the system. It ain't the system, y'all. It's your ability, it's the reader's ability to read said information. All the systems, how about this? All the systems are right. All the systems are right. All the readers are off. How about that? What's up, Braylon? Standing with you. So how about that? Placidus is right. Whole sign is right. Equal house system is right. Regulamentarian is right. Vedic system is right. Sidereal system is right. How about all of that? Now, you know what y'all ain't asking? You know what people don't ask? Can that reader read the information? Can that reader effectively interpret said information? That's what you need to be watching for. That's what you need to be, you know, not what system they're using. Who gives a fuck? What's up, Slay? What's happening with you? What you got going on, bro? What you know good? Nice to see all of you have risen today. He has risen. He has risen. He has risen. See it? Look, look, look. There's she. There's the queen. I think, if I'm not, I haven't looked this morning. I think that's Gemini. It's still in Gemini. Either that's Gemini or Cancer. I think it's Gemini. And there's the king. There's the queen. That's a hunt. And if it is Gemini, that's Libra to Gemini. Trine, 120. That's supporting energy. And you can see the sun right there. You see the moon right there. You can see why the light of the moon is on that side. Because the sun is shining from this direction. What's up, Mark? What's up, DZ? What it do? What it do? Grand rising to all y'all. You still in the bed? Are you up? Are you moving around? Or do you still have your heavy head on top of a pillow? It's the weekend. It's the weekend. We supposed to sleep in. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Do you, bruh. Do you. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. I ain't mad at in my Tupac boy. I ain't mad at you. Dun, 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 dun. I ain't mad at you. Hell no, I ain't mad at you. Woo. Oh man. Ooh, doggy. Yeah, had to get the energy pumping, energy flowing, you know. Now I gotta get ready for the breakfast of champions. Breakfast of champions. The breakfast of champions. Little coffee. Already been outside, already meditated, you know, walked. Connected with the universe. Tapped in, as what's the Abraham Hicks saying? I'm tuned in, turned on, tuned in, tapped in. Turned on, tuned in, and tapped in. Turned on, tuned in. What's up, Brian? Brian? What's happening with you? What's happening? Woo! We need to go see. We need to go see where everything is at. Let's go see where the planet's at, yeah. Let's see. The sun should be like 18 degrees. 17, 18 degrees. No, 17, yes, man. It should be 18, going to 19. Like I said, either the moons that should be late degree, Gemini, or early degree Cancer. I want to say late degree Gemini. No, let's see. Friday, Saturday. Let's go see. It might be early Cancer. Now that I'm, you know. I think it went in Gemini. The moon went into Gemini like early in the morning Friday. So it's been about 2.5 days. It travels through some signs. It travels through some signs quicker than other signs. Anybody got any astrology questions? I'm preparing my breakfast. I was working on some shit last night. No, it's not really ready for the light yet. But and here, let's see. Boom. Early Cancer. I was right. I'm saying late. Either late Gemini or early Cancer. 4 degrees Cancer. 4 degrees Cancer. Look at the sun is at 19 degrees Libra. Venus is at 28 degrees, which is in the critical degree. 28, this is bounds of Saturn. Bounds of Saturn here. Are you saying, you keep saying bounds, you keep saying goddamn bounds. What the hell is bounds? You keep saying, man, this damn mouse here. Right. So, bounds. See that little bitty edge? See Saturn right here? Well, the first part of Libra, it starts in the bounds of Saturn, but a couple of degrees right here in Virgo, right here, like these last 2 degrees, that's Saturn's bounds as well, and Venus is in it, right? And so if you look over here, right, Saturn is actually in Mars's bounds currently, and it's retrograde. So when it's at these last 2 degrees, it's going to be in its bounds here. It's going to be in its own bounds. What does that mean? Bounds. Like, see here, the sun in Libra at 19 degrees, but it's in the bounds of Jupiter, right? So what does that mean? Even though the sun is in Libra, and yes, Venus here rules Libra. And so you would say, oh, to really delineate this, you really got to look at Venus. What's going on with Venus? Yes, that would be correct. But you would be leaving shit on the table, because not only do you need to look at the ruler, but you also need to look at, okay, where's the bound lord? Do you hear? Jupiter. And so I'll find Jupiter over here, because Jupiter if the sun wants to do something here, he has to speak to Jupiter, and Jupiter has to go through Venus. Let's just say, the sun doesn't have direct access to Venus. You got to go through Jupiter to get to Venus. Let's just say that. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to y'all? Yeah, no, maybe so. Dove, shut your ass up. All right. So that's what that is about. Excellent. Anybody got a question? Nope. No. All right. Well, let's get this breakfast going. Breakfast of Champions, y'all. Light them, roll it, light it, smoke it if you got it. Let's go. And I'm having a Mars square. You see, Mars is at 13 degrees. 13 degrees Scorpio. My natal Mars is at 13 Aquarius, which is creating a square. Mars to Mars square. Am I tripping or just flipping? I just ran out of weed. Oh man. So yeah, and Venus, uh, uh, Jupiter's about to go retrograde. The sun is about to square Jupiter. Let's see, in about 4 days. In 4 days, we're gonna have a Jupiter. I mean, a Sun Jupiter square. Watch. Let me change it to days. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the sun. 23. Oh. Venus, Jupiter let's just go 5 days. Since Venus moved, Jupiter moved a degree. So there you go. You're gonna have a Sun. Oh, next Friday. Sun Jupiter square Friday. The sun casts a wide orb, right? So let's just say the sun. What does that mean? It means that even though the sun is not exact right now, the sun is at 19 and Jupiter is at 23. The squaring of that energy can already be felt. It can be felt already. Yeah, I don't care. Don't stare, because my eyes are so red. I don't need nothing to roll it. I let the whole field of weed. You catch a basketball game. But shit. Just get high. I don't need nothing to roll it. I sniff the smoke coming straight off the bud. You just be taking me to the zones. Go ahead. Light on up. Smoke with me. I'm trying to, P-Dub. I'm trying to get it together, bro. You're ahead of me. Spark up the flame. Check out the game. I roll with the third. If you have me ski me on the streets, you know that I'm high as a bird. At the crack of dawn, I crack open this blunt. This old routine is repeated daily. If you turn my body inside out with a light, I know you can inhale me. It just be calling me to the land unknown. Living up on the island, no boat, no plane, no phone. Ain't no place like home. I spoke. So still by myself, start thinking, what can I do? At the very same moment, I caught the smell of weed every time the wind blew. Now when it comes to weed, I'm like a bloodhound. I let the smell lead the way. I walked and searched. I looked low and high, because it's time for my fix for the day. Oh shit, I said, a whole field of weed. Is it true? Is it all for me? I look to my left, I look to my right, crystal bud as far as the eye can see. By the end of the week, I only had one blunt to tote. I asked the man, how'd you find me? It was easy. All we did was follow the clouds of smoke. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, we got the moon up in Cancer, 4 degrees. 4 degrees Cancer. Mercury over there, 8 degrees. God damn. I don't be paying attention to my own shit. And Mercury at 8 degrees. My moon is at 8 degrees. So that Mercury at 8 degrees is actually on top of my natal moon. And that Mars at 13 degrees is actually square my natal Mars. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Let's see what else is going on. Looks like Neptune. I think is going. It should be almost about to come up out of retrograde too. Pluto came out. Pluto's coming up out of retrograde. Pluto comes out of retrograde Monday. Uh-oh. Come on now.
These niggas can't fuck with me.
Let's go now.
E to the double E. Come on, it's been a long time coming, like the end of the world. Put it down for my niggas like a candy go pearl. If you with it, come get it. There's enough to go around, so the universe move. Like the way the double sound.
I'll rub you back a little.
This is the start like foreplay. Keep listening. You move close to the mile.
Put your mind at ease.
Watch your knees open up.
By the end of this cut,
I'm straight in your gut. But that's life, and the niggas gotta deal with it. I kept on rapping on my way to the big things. Lifestyle, let my hands up. Let the weed
for sure was rough.
Got
books of this shit.
For the chickens at churches.
Be twerking this shit.
It's all about the paper.
Damn, all these niggas catching the vapors.
These niggas can't fuck with me. I be the B to the double E.
I don't care what you suckers say, cause I'ma make my money anyway.
These niggas can't fuck
Alright, so what's going on this week?
E.
Let's see what's gonna go on this week.
Cause I'ma make my millions anyway. I'ma stand on my own like man. But still plus rap. If I didn't have one man. One man band.
This is the homework, y'all. Letting you, come in when I'm doing the homework. Get prepared these little videos y'all be seeing during the week and all that. The little videos you be seeing in the week and all that. They just don't, gotta do your homework. See what's going on.
You niggas can't fuck with me. I be the B to the double E. I don't care what you suckers say, cause I'ma make my money anyway. You niggas can't fuck with me.
So, we gonna,
I don't care what you suckers say, cause I'ma make my money anyway.
Yeah, most within a week's time, the moon's going to pretty much go through about 3 signs within a week. So we're going to start this week off in Cancer. Probably going to end the week off probably in Virgo or early Libra. I'm only putting slashes in the win column. Green rises to the top, shit is at the bottom. Know what I'm saying? A shit talker, but I back it up. You looking for these niggas? Well, lift up my nuts. A shit talker, but I back it up. You looking for these niggas? Well, lift up my nuts. These niggas can't fuck with me. I be the P to the double E. I don't care what these suckers say, cause I'ma make my money anyway. These niggas can't fuck with me. I be the P to the double E. I don't care what these suckers say, cause I'ma make my millions anyway. These niggas can't fuck with me. I be the P to the double E. I don't care what these suckers say, cause I'ma make my money anyway. These niggas can't fuck with me. Somebody you said just type something in there, somebody, or one, anything. So yeah, like I was saying, but then what? Let's see. That's gonna be Monday. It's gonna be Tuesday. Wednesday, Leo. Thursday, leaving instantly Leo. Friday, right? Virgo, as I said. Saturday, Virgo. So we're going, like I said, within a week's time, the moon usually travels 3 signs. So we're going to go from, we're going to start the week off in water and end the week in earth. So, and we're going to have the middle of the week is going to be fiery. Something that, that's just being simple. You could just stop right there. Think about that. We're gonna spend a couple of days. We in Cancer right now, right? Cancer to Virgo. We're gonna spend a couple of days in Cancer. Just think about what's Cancer energy about. Then we're gonna go a couple of days in Leo. What Leo about? We're gonna go. It's fire. It's fixed fire. Cancer is cardinal water. Right? Cardinal water. What's cardinal water? Cardinal is the energy of initiation, the starter energy. Right? And then you're going to go from what's Cancer? Cancer is water.
What is water? Emotions. And the moon rules Cancer. So the moon's at home in Cancer with Jupiter, which is exalted in its own sign. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. And so not only is the moon at home, it has the exalted guest there as well. And they will meet up probably tomorrow. Yeah. So we're gonna have a moon Jupiter conjunction tomorrow, Monday. So the greater benefic and the ruler of that sign is having a meeting. The moon will square the sun on Monday. All right. We got a powered up moon. Ooh, watch this. Oh, look, you can start putting this shit together. Look, watch this. We got a powered up moon at home with an exalted guest. It's going to be square, putting tension on a fallen sun in Libra. A fallen sun in Libra. Right? By the way, look at this. It's current, actually the moon. It's going to be the sun. Remember, I was talking about bounds. The sun is currently in the bounds of Jupiter, and this you see on Monday, the moon. By the way, this Venus here is going to change signs, going home, coming home. So watch if I move it a couple of hours. So, see Venus at 0 degrees right there. It's the same day. That's at 5 o'clock in the evening. That's 5 o'clock in the evening. Well, my time. All right. On Monday. By the way, when planets change signs, like I said, I always say when a planet changes signs, right before it leaves a sign, it likes to spray paint its name on the wall and let you know, hey, I was here for a little while. So can we say Venus is going to have a final? Well, I don't know if y'all watched that video. I got a video, but because Venus and Saturn are separating. You see, yesterday they was actually in opposition. There's a video out there right now. All right, you see the opposition? There's a whole story that's been going on with this Venus all year, since January, really. I talked about where is Venus in your chart, where is Virgo in your chart, where is Pisces in your chart. This is where all what's up, Sam? This is where all of this energy is being tested at. You know what I'm saying? This is where all of this energy is being tested. Hope all is well with you.
Hope all is well with you. So yeah. That's what that's what I'm doing right now, bro. Breakfast of champions. Coffee and a blunt. Coffee and a blunt, Keeps the doctor away. Wake up. All right. Well, actually, this live actually started. That's not actually how my day started. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I did was I meditated right there. They say that's right after if you meditate right after you wake up, as soon as you waking up, right? Those meditations are actually even more effective because you haven't fully connected back to this world yet, and so you still kind of like half, right? You kind of coming out, but and so when I wake up, I hit the meditation right there. Oh, right. Then I get up and then you know do my thing, but then I go outside. I already been outside and did a whole walk. That's how this live started. When I started this live, I was outside walking. And actually, the real live, when I first started the live, I had it on, but it wasn't public. So I missed like the first 25 minutes of my walk, And so, by the way, the meditation is water. I went outside, that's getting the fresh air, that's earth, and then I'm going on a walk, fire. So earlier, I already did all three of my elements. Now I'm doing the fourth, which is speaking and communicating. I already did, which is, wow, when you hear me say know thyself and balance your energy, that's what I'm talking about, balancing your energy. I'm talking about your four elements. Your earth, air, water, and fire within inside you. You got to work on actively doing all four, consciously doing all four on a daily basis. Actually, you might have to tap into one way more than the other, right? But that's why you got to know yourself. Why you got to know yourself. You got to know where you're. So for me, I got way more air. I got way more air. So these blogs, these videos, that ain't all that is me getting rid of excessive air. And people be wondering, hey man, how do you stay so consistent? How do you see uh it I'm not focusing on the content. I'm focusing on the elemental shit. What comes out of me focusing on the elemental shit is what y'all see. But why can I stay so consistent? Because it don't feel like work. I'm not working. I'm tending to my elements, and within inside me tending to my elements, work comes out of that. I've there's a four elements test I've given before, on other lives to see where you at, right? You gotta see where you at when it comes to these elements, then at that point you gotta know because some elements you need might some one of the elements you might need to lean more into, and one element you might have to back the fuck off that shit. Yo, that shit is extreme over there, dog. You need to pull that shit back, dog. Let's just say somebody got extreme fire. Bruh, you need to learn how to ground yourself. Somebody with extreme fire, hey, and you're not active, somebody who has a lot of fire and is not active, as in exercising, doing things to get rid of that fire comes out. It don't come out in action. It comes out in orneriness and wanting to fight and argue and that shit. That's the way that shit comes out. Being difficult. Yeah, that's how your excessive fire comes out. But if that person who has the excessive fire, right, if they realize, oh, I got excessive fire, I need to do things that's going to release this fire, the excessiveness, then they will find that they will stop arguing, start fighting, start, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the fire in my chart, I pretty much get up and start doing stuff. I I do typically grab my notebook and dump thoughts. So, all right, all right. Y'all want me? How many in here? Yeah, let's do something. Let's do something. I'll teach y'all something real quick. All right. Get your chart. We're gonna do some element shit real quick. Look at your chart. You don't need to know houses. You don't need to know any of that shit. Right? Right? Now you see, look, we're gonna just turn on. Just keep the original planets on, right? I just got the original planet. So let's look at your chart. Look at your chart. Find your Mars, Mercury, Sun, Venus, Jupiter, Moon, and Saturn, right? And your ascendant, right? Now, there's all right. Well, you know what? You can look at with this. There's two things I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Now, there's modes: cardinal, fixed, mutable. Your cardinal signs is the energy of initiation. All right. So your cardinal signs are going to be Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Your fixed signs are going to be Taurus, Leo. What's up, Spice? Your fixed signs are going to be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Right? And then your mutable signs are going to be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Now, if you just put, all right, hey, cardinal, fixed, immutable. How many planets do you have in cardinal? How many planets do you have in mutable? How many planets do you have in fixed? Just list that out right there. How many planets do you have in cardinal? How many planets do you have in fixed? And how many planets do you have in mutable? I'm just using a traditional and then the ascendant. Yes, I know the outer planets, but this kind of works with this. Use the I like the KISS method. Keep it silly, simple. Keep it simple. Why complicate? And by the way, look at this. Look at it. Don't that look more cleaner? This is how the ancients looked at the chart. Right? So, how many planets do you have in cardinal signs? How many planets do you have in signs? How many planets do you have in fixed signs? Now, if you look at that number, that tells you something. Hey, all right, watch this. Somebody who don't have any planets in fixed signs, they don't have one planet in fixed sign. You know what that tells me about that person? You got to look at what that energy is about. Fixed sign holds energy. It holds energy to completion. And so if you don't have any fixed signs, planets and fixed signs, and or like one, you may struggle bringing things to completion. Hey, if you don't have one planet, you got one planet, no planets and mutable signs, you know what you may struggle with? Rolling with the punches, going with the flow, changes. And if you don't have any cardinal energy, if you don't have any cardinal energy, you may struggle with getting things started. Now, Sim, you say you got a lot of Aries energy, right? If you got a lot of Aries, which is cardinal, but you don't have, but you struggle with, but you don't have fixed energy, you might have a lot of unfinished projects. You might start a lot of stuff, but don't finish a lot of stuff. I didn't say you don't finish anything. You may struggle because, right? So, yeah. That's some simple breakdown right there. Right? So I would say with you, man, I could, this is a family show. uh, uh, let's just say you need to learn how to save some energy for the finish line. You don't want to prematurely blow all your energy right at the starting gate and don't have enough energy to finish the race. So somebody like you might have to say, hey man, I struggle to finish. So maybe I need to learn moderation or or I got one. How about start slow to conserve your energy, to finish fast, finish quicker. When, when your birthday, man? When your birthday? You mind if I pull your shit up, dog? I ain't doing shit. April 14th, 85. You don't mind if I show it right there? You all right with that? Let's see. Yeah, you know your rising. You know your rising sign. Just tell me your rising sign. I think I know. Ain't it Leo? Scorpio? All right. Oh, damn. Wait, April 14th. Oh, shit. Should have known some shit was up with this. Ain't that interesting? Something stand out to you, Spicy? Ain't that interesting? Hmm. Hmm. It's blurry? It's blurry? Hmm. Well, maybe because it's on this TV. Let me see. Well, good. Man, why ain't somebody say something? Shit. I can't see. It ain't blurry on this. It ain't blurry on. It ain't blurry over here. Let me see. It's still blurry. That stood out to me. But you also got a the two malefics in opposition to each other. Uh, I share this with you. You got Saturn in the first house. You know, I got Saturn in the first house as well. see. Is that less blurry? Yeah. So you got Mars in detriment in right. You got Mars in detriment in Taurus, but um in the seventh, and you also got Saturn in the first. I say Saturn in the first with you. So I don't know if Saturn in the first, either you are reserved, or either you reserve, do you hold yourself back, or maybe that Saturn in the first is trying to tell you, hey, bro, you need to learn to slow your roll. So either you inhibit yourself or you uninhibited, and you need to learn to, right? Um, you got one good thing is you got Venus here in Aries, which is in detriment, but Mars here in Taurus. This is mutual reception, right? So even though they both in detriment, they can see each other and help each other out. They can call each other. You also got Mercury and Venus conjunct here, right? This Mars. Oh, mm, mm. So let's just say Mars is your chart ruler, and it's in the seventh house of relationship. A Sim question: Have you been in codependent relationships, and as in maybe somebody's been dependent on you, or have you been dependent on someone else in a way? Um, well, you don't have to answer that, but um, just something to think about. Mm. Uh-huh. You a night birth, all right, which means um that sun, mm, so Venus in detriment, that Mars and that moon. I'm looking for things, but that Saturn in your first, um, and that Saturn rules your third and your fourth, third of communication and fourth of home, family, and roots. Uh, mm, hey, was there an authority figure in the home that was kind of emotionally detached when it comes to communication? Wonder. Mm. So anyway, anywho, you got you just going off of this, just going back to what I was talking about, cardinal fixed mute. You actually got a bunch of fixed energy, right? Yeah, that's what I was talking about, early childhood. But I wonder, uh, mm, how's your mom's communication style? Was right. So you got first off, you got fixed energy on on all your pivots. Then you got the two malefics and the moon and Jupiter on the angles. So in all actuality, you do have energy. Look, three planets in Aries. You do have the energy of getting things started. You also have the energy of bringing things to completion. You know what you may struggle with? Going with the flow. What does that mean? Hey, you could start a project and really try to finish it. But if somebody comes in while you're doing that work and try to make some changes, you struggle with that shit. How could you want to make a change now? What I could, yeah, stuff like that. But you may struggle with going with the flow. All right. That'd be three. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. That'd be 5, 25, and 22. 20. Hey, does the age 27 stand out to you? Let me see. 5. 27. Mm. How about the age 9? Mm. You got Pluto in the first. Mm. No, Chiron and Gemini. Chiron, Gemini. All right. So in the eighth, you may struggle with. Mm. I got a question for you. Do you attract um pushy women? And what, for lack of a better word, I think aggressive female. Yeah. So you got Chiron in Gemini, and Chiron Gemini is about communication, right? And it's in the eighth. So I wonder if you struggle with communicating in deep bonded relationships, right? That's why I'm asking that. And then you have Mars. You have Mars over there in the seventh, and Venus in Aries. That's why I asked you that question. Hmm. This full moon was actually happening in your sixth house, sixth and 12th house. Mm. Crazy chick magnet. Mm. Which is interesting because remember I was talking about fifth house. The eclipses is bouncing back and forth from your fifth to your 11th. I think it was in mystical room, and I said was talking about you and relationships and friends and shit. The South Node is currently traveling through your in your house of friends and groups you connected to. And I was talking. Remember, I was telling you about something about walking away in friends and groups that you once was connected to. Um, what you used to do for fun, Pisces, drinking and partying and stuff like that, right? Yeah, yeah. So the eclipses has been bouncing back and forth here from fifth house is lovers, short love relationships, creativity. This is groups and friends you connected to. The ruler of this is over here in the sixth house. Daily routines and how, hey, there's some groups and friends and shit, or lovers that there's some groups and friends you need to walk away from, and maybe even lovers, because in all actuality, it affects your health on a daily basis. It could be bringing Mars type energy, right? Yeah, yeah, bro. So that's a little quick. Man, you are currently on a what? Your ascendant. You are currently on. You're currently on a fifth house year from your ascendant, activating Jupiter. The ruler Jupiter is over here in the fourth house, growth and expansion. Hmm. The ruler is here in the first, right? So, um, Jupiter also rules here. Second, and it's in the fourth. Detaching, detaching from, hmm, detaching from fifth house stuff that affects your second house. Money, finances, self-esteem, self-worth. Oh, this is my old mic. This is my old mic. I don't even use this one. I don't even use that one no more. Um, I gotta. I'm actually using my Beats earbuds right now. That's what I'm on currently. But when my longer videos, I got another mic in the other room that I use. Yeah, Yeah, this what I'm on right now. And these ain't even the good real good beats. I think these are the $100 pair. So yeah, uh, uh, your Mercury rose before the sun that day, and you're a night bird. So that means some of your thoughts when it comes to your deep bonded relationships, eighth house, shared assets, and communicating about that stuff, especially with friends and groups. Um, you may go against yourself with that. And with it being Aries, you may make impulsive decisions about that, and then later on be like, maybe I should have thought about it. Get caught up in a group energy. Let's just say, huh? I wonder if that's what that Saturn is about in that first. Hey, just because the group doing this shit and all that, that don't mean I gotta do that shit. Fuck all that type shit. Hey, we gonna go do this. All right, dog. Y'all go do this. I'll be here when y'all get back. What? You ain't coming? No, I ain't coming. Y'all go ahead. I'll be here when y'all get back. I don't know. How that sound, Sam? Mm, mm, mm. So yeah, man, that's a little taste. I ain't even study your chart or nothing. Look at where you at. That's just some off the top shit. Just me glancing at it. Um, by the way, the sun over here in this Aries sun actually rules your 10th house of career, reputation, and all of that. So, um, some of that impulsiveness and stuff like that actually can affect your reputation. You can have a reputation for being impulsive and all of that shit. Or I wonder if you have thrived on the reputation of being Aries, like warrior, like, hey, I want to fight. You want to fight? I'll bust your ass. Yeah. Mm. Are you a lover? Are you a fighter? Well, we all grow. Mm. Mm. Uh, who's that? Is that? I try to walk away. They always try to pull me back in. They're always trying to pull me back in. I can't get away. I wonder, let me ask you this. Do you think trying to keep balance in relationships could actually be your downfall? Or not trying to keep balance in relationships has been your downfall? Vice versa. Which one? With people you care about, loved ones. Mm, good answer. Good answer. Good answer. I like that answer. I like that answer. I like that answer, bro. For real. You know how many people try though to keep, would still try, you know? There's a lot of people that keep trying, let's keep knocking their head up against that brick wall like that, you know? You ever seen that thing? They say, like, that it was a video I watched. There was this man, right? This big old man, and and he was standing on he was um he put this female on a crate, right? And he asked her, he said, "Hey, see if you could pull me up." And she, obviously she couldn't pull him up on the crate. Then he got on the crate and she was on the floor. And he said, "Hey, grab my arm. See if you could pull me down." And she easily pulled this big old dude off that crate, made him unbalanced, standing on that crate. So it's much easier for someone to pull you down than for you to lift someone up. What do you think about that? Anybody? I see they got 8 people up in there. What y'all think about that statement, y'all? It's much easier for people to pull you down than for you to lift them up. Yes. So for someone not to pull you down, well, you have to be really, really strong in a stable position and with proper boundaries and all of that shit to be able to try to pull somebody up. But then at that point, you also got to know as soon as you feel yourself wobbling balance, you're going to have to let that motherfucker go. Sorry. Sorry, but not sorry, you know. It's kind of like, you know, the movie Titanic when he's sitting up there laying on that on that door. If you back out, if you really back out, you know, Leonardo was kind of silly for giving up his spot on that door. He just met her. She really wasn't a good person. She cheated on her. She cheated on her fiance. She's supposed to be getting married. Cheated with Leonardo. You just met this girl, man, and you just gonna give your spot up on the door for that? Feel free if y'all see it a different way. You know, but I just used that movie because it was, you know, easy. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's not it's easier to pull somebody up who's also working there, you know, trying to actively get up there and all that. And all you need to do is like brace them up. Uh, Holding your hand out as a brace is different than pulling somebody up. Hey, I hold my arm out you so you could get steady yourself as you coming up. I can hold my arm out and help you steady yourself, but I can't actually reach down and pull your ass up. All right, can't pull your ass up, right? Problem is the ones that say they are working on themselves and aren't, and those who think they don't need to do any, mm, to do any work. Well, mm, you know, somebody just put out a video in a in a video. They spoke about work. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. um, yeah, this Venus, actually, what we talking about and all that is this Venus, Saturn opposition right here, right? And that's why I actually said that, right, on that video because Venus has made since January 3rd, around January 3rd, Venus went into Pisces, right? Which is exalted. And it went through here, right? It had a stallion going on in Pisces, and then it got into Aries. It went retrograde, came back into Pisces, hit all this shit, right? And then went direct and hit all this shit again. Boom, 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 boom. And then it came all the way around. Now Venus is back in her detriment. I mean, a fall in Virgo, right? Just crossed the South Node. What is the South Node? Let me show you. Just crossed the South Node. South Node is about walking, things that energy of decrease, energy that you walk away from, energy, right? So, watch this. Venus has been on a journey. Let's go back. Look, this is January 12th, little Venus, right? She had to run, she ran this gauntlet. Boom, 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 boom. What's up, Lady Divine? What's happening? All right. So Venus, she in her exalted position, right? What is this? This is Venus. This is like the princess. This is the princess in her castle, and everybody is focused on waiting on her. That's Venus and Pisces. Now, is that real? Is that real life? Right? So, and then Venus, well, let's move it along. Then Venus moved along, right? And then here, hit Saturn for the first time at 16 degrees. What's up, Aya? Right? Hit Saturn at 16 degrees. This was January 19th, right? Then Venus moved along. Boom. Hit Neptune, 27 degrees. What's Neptune about? Neptune, depending on, I'm traditional, right? But your modern people say, oh, it hit the modern ruler, it hit the ruler of Pisces. Well, I'm traditional. Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. Now look at this. Look what's going on in Pisces right now. This is January 31st. The moon is there. Saturn's there. Venus is there. Right? North Node is there. Right? I just said Jupiter. Is the ruler of Pisces. And what's going on with Jupiter? Jupiter actually is over here in Gemini. And what's the condition of Jupiter in Gemini? The condition of Jupiter in Gemini is detriment. Jupiter doesn't like, hey, it's 1010. Jupiter doesn't, all right, Sam. Jupiter doesn't like Gemini. It's uncomfortable in Gemini. Let's just say that, right? That's why it's called detriment. Why Jupiter is about big, bold, expansive, and Gemini is like, yo, I hear that big talk. You're a big talker, but where's the details? Gemini is a Mercury ruled sign. Speaking of, where's Mercury? At the point over here with Pluto in Aquarius, detached communication. Hey, dog, I hear all of that kumbaya shit, but where's the facts? Hey, Venus, you over here in dreamland. I dream, Pisces, right? Especially over here with Neptune, foggy, illusions. right? Then Venus went on, hit the North Node, 28 degrees, right? By the way, you see this 28 degrees? I know y'all see all, you like, damn, what's the breakdown? This is bounds. This meeting here is actually in the bounds of Saturn. What's that mean? It means Saturn in Pisces, this Venus in the North Node, for them to do something, they got to talk to Saturn. And Saturn got to ask this Jupiter over here, hey, Jupiter, you mind if I let the North Node and Venus go on and make their plans? This is February 2nd, all right? Then Venus moved on, went into Aries. By the way, Venus's condition in Aries is detriment. And then it got to about 10 degrees. Did it get to no, yeah, about 10, and then it went retrograde. It started coming back to Pisces. By the way, you see the sun, Mercury had went through Pisces, and you see the sun has joined the crew in Pisces, right? Now Venus is retrograde at this point. This is March. All right, Venus came on back, start coming on back. Oh, boom. Venus had a Cazimi. Well, y'all know what Cazimi is? In the heart of the sun. Venus had a Cazimi moment with the sun in retrograde. By the way, whose bounds is it in? Jupiter. Back over here. Jupiter, the ruler of all this Pisces energy, right? So Cazimi means like a karma, it's like a resetting. So Venus was getting some karma. Let's just say Venus was getting some karma burnt off in a way. In retrograde. The sun was saying, hey, I'm gonna remind you, hey, you about to head back, you're about to go back to your castle. You left the world. Nah, and you came into this detrimental Aries, Venus, think of it like a nurse in a war zone. She's in the back. She's not actually shooting nobody or nothing. And she's in the back. She's tending to the wounded. So she's in safety, but in the war zone, right? And so you got reminded of that, right? And then look, boom. Then Venus went back into Pisces and met Neptune, the planet of illusion, delusion, fogginess, at the critical 29th degree in Pisces. Right here. Then Venus kept going. By the way, remember, this is the second time it hit it. One time it hit it in direct motion. Now it's hitting it Neptune. Now it's hitting Neptune again, but retrograde. It's about to hit all this stuff again, retrograde, right? Boom. Let me start right here. This was the new moon in Aries. This is the new moon. By the way, why am I stopping here? This was this full moon in Aries we just had last week. This was the seeding of that. Watch, if I go back a couple of hours, boom. Just to show you where it's exactly at. Right there, see? 9 degrees. This is the new moon in Aries, March 29th. Now, what was going on? I've been telling you all about a Venus story. March 29th. Look at Venus. Venus. Neptune is at 29. Venus is at 28. The North Node is at 27. Venus is sandwiched between the North Node of Destiny and dreaminess, fogginess, and illusion at the seeding moment. At the seeding moment. By the way, the ruler but you see this, the eclipses is going on too. I forgot. Don't forget the eclipses is going on from Virgo. This axis here. See the nodes? The eclipses happen where the nodes are. Right? So Venus, what's that mean? Venus is going through a place where the eclipses is going to them too. What is eclipses is about? Big beginnings and big endings. We talking about dreams, right? So Venus kept going back. Then we had a meeting on March 31st, right here, 27 degrees. With by the way, oh, I forgot to tell y'all. Let me go back to the new moon. Look at Mars right here. You see Mars? The ruler of this new moon. See, Mars rules Aries. Where's Mars in Cancer? What's the condition of Mars in Cancer? It's in its fall. You got a hot, fiery planet in a watery sign. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. That means it falls in Cancer. Right? Cancer is water, emotions, family. Right? By the way, I hope y'all know your chart, because what I'm saying applies to everybody. Where's Cancer in your chart? Where's Aries in your chart? Where's Virgo? Where's Pisces? Because what I'm talking about, I'm just laying out the framework. What I'm talking about goes in that place in your chart, right? So, for instance, this is a new moon for Aries rising. That would have been in their first house. If you got Aries in the ninth house, it's going on in this axis. What I'm saying applies to everybody. It's just, where is it in your chart? All right. For me, I'm a Gemini rising. So Aries falls in my 11th and 5th. Pisces and Virgo, the 10th, 4th axis. So this story that I'm telling plays out here for me. It's a Gemini rising. So this story I'm telling playing out for here for you. What you believe, philosophy in life, what you communicate, how Aries, how you seen in the outer world versus what your family and all of that want. Pretty much. Then, that's the outline. Then you got to look at where's your Venus in your actual natal Venus. What house is your natal Venus in? Because that house has something to do with it. Do with this story. All right. So just the new moon. But all right. So what's up, Mister? What's going on with you? So see, there's a reason right here. I'm pointing this out. I came back to here. The ruler of this new moon, the ruler of Pisces, Gemini. We talked about this over here. Jupiter is over here in detriment. And Mars is in fall, 22 degrees. You see that? 22 degrees at this new moon, right? So let's keep it moving. Venus hit the North Node in retrograde. Then, by the way, you see, Mercury was retrograde too and came back into Pisces with Venus. Kind of like her escort. Mercury is the. Then Venus hit Saturn again at 25 degrees Pisces, right? Still retrograde. Then got to 24 degrees. Then got to 24 degrees Pisces and came out of retrograde, right? And then started moving back forward. And then you see Saturn at 26 degrees. I mean, the North Node here at 26 degrees, Saturn here at 26 degrees. On April 21st, Venus was back direct and meeting the North Node and Saturn at 26 degrees Pisces. For the third time. Remember? Venus had went up, hit them, went up, turned around, came back, hit them in retrograde, then went forward. Now she's going forward, and now she's meeting the North Node and Saturn at 26 degrees. Let's keep going. The moon came back on through again. Look, Venus hung out with Saturn for some days. And then and then boom, I'm gonna stop here. Remember I said Venus hit Neptune 2 times? The other two times Venus met Neptune, it was in Pisces at the critical degree in Pisces. Now Venus is meeting Neptune, the modern ruler of Pisces. We can go with that. In a new sign, Aries, at 1 degree, the cardinal degree, the degree of initiation, the degree of, all right? So then Venus moved on, right? That was May. This is May, right? Then we moved on. So now I'm going to change it to months. Venus moved to Taurus. She went home to Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. This is June. All right. And then July, Venus moved into Gemini. So now she's trying these dreams and all of this shit that she did in Pisces. Now she's starting to communicate about it, talk about it, Gemini stuff, July. All right. Then boom, look at this. She met up with the two benefics, August 12th, at 14 degrees Cancer. Yeah. Now, by the way, by this time, Jupiter, that was in detriment during the new moon. Now, Jupiter, the ruler of all this Pisces energy, is now exalted, and Venus met Jupiter here in its exaltation. So last time Venus and Jupiter had a conversation and stuff, Jupiter was in detriment, squaring and stuff. Now she done meet up with Jupiter in his exaltation. It's like, hey, I want to bless you. And then we moved on. Venus moved into Leo, right? We was having we was having the eclipse. The sun had just passed over the south node. Mercury had just passed over the south node. We had the eclipse. By the way, we had that eclipse. All right, now, boom. Venus came into Virgo. All right. Squared Uranus here. This is around September. Then here, October 4th, Venus hit the South Node. Right? And then we just had the full moon, right? October 6th, right? But I wanted to show you something. Yeah, I remember I pointed out that Mars at the new moon. Where Mars was for the new moon. I pointed out Mars, that new moon. Mars is at 22 degrees Cancer, right? But look at Mars now. Well, I mean, Jupiter. Look at 22 degrees. Jupiter and Mars switch positions. At this full moon, when Jupiter was here, at the new moon, Jupiter was here in detriment. Now, and Mars was at 22 degrees, the malefic, Mars, the malefic, was at 22 degrees in Cancer in fall. Now we got a benefic at the same degree, but in exaltation, swapped out with Mars. And Mars is actually at home in Scorpio. And then we get to yesterday. It's still in the air, but yesterday. The Venus, by the way, look at the degree. Saturn is retrograde. Saturn is retrograde. Review, rewind, reminisce. Saturn is in opposition to this Venus here after crossing over the South Node. And so Saturn has been watching Venus's journey this whole time. Saturn has been overseeing this Venus transit. Hey, by the way, Venus North Node, hey, where are you trying to go? Hey, I got a dream. In my Martin Luther King voice, I got a dream. But can you make that dream reality? Can you take that dream from the clouds and ground it on Earth? And that's what this whole journey. And now Saturn at this point is saying, hey, Venus, you in January and all that, when you Pisces, you had all this dreamy plans and all of that. Did you do the work? Did you do the work? This is I'm reviewing. I overseen this whole situation. Did you do the work? I'm reviewing it before you head home into Libra. Now, since January, that bold plan, that bold dream, that bold idea that you had in January, February, March, your head was in the clouds with it and all of that. Where is it now? Where you at with it now? Is it still in the clouds? Or do you have did you lay the foundation? Did you do the work and all of that? I'm not asking you. Saturn's asking you. That's the story, y'all. Um, yeah. Um, hmm. So for you, let's just say you, all right? Like I say, for you, at that new moon, you had a malefic in your first house itself. That was what could that mean? That could have meant you could have had people hating on you and all that. Why? Because that Mars rules your reputation. That Mars rules your reputation, and that Mars rules your fifth house of creativity, lovers, kids, and all of that. So, what does that mean? That could mean, hey, you could have been dating somebody or been putting out some creativity publicly, and at the time of that new moon, you could have been hating. Now, Jupiter, the benefic, in your first house, ruling your sixth house, and your ninth house, they could have been somebody, a guru or someone like that, or a benefactor, have come in and started working on that stuff, and now it's turning things around. You know, uh, pushing you to put your creativity out there, pushing you to laying on your beliefs, have boundaries when it comes to your beliefs and understanding and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just going by the house cusp. I don't know, where you I don't know where, your planetary stuff is. I'm just talking about the outline. And where stuff is. So Venus rules your 11th house of friends, groups, and it also rules your fourth house of home, family, and roots. So this Venus story has something to do with the groups you connected with, friends, groups, and unbalanced relationships when it comes to family. I don't know if the groups and people, maybe, mm, maybe you sitting up here trying to connect with your family and all that with your creativity, but they don't celebrate you. And you need to go out and find the strangers that's going to celebrate your gifts and shit like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know how old you are. I don't know where your planets are. I don't know none of that shit. I'm just going by the outline and the outline. Now if you take your actual planetary placements, all right, that'll even give you more detail. If you find out where your Venus is, figure out where your Venus is in your chart, that'll give you more detail. Where your Jupiter is in your chart, that'll give you more detail. All right. So the for the eclipses is bouncing back and forth from your ninth house of beliefs, philosophy and law, foreign, um, uh, marketing, justice, and it has something in the third house of communication, um, siblings, in service to siblings, walking away from communicating and I gotta communicate in a perfect way and all that. Everything gotta be perfect before I put it out there and all that shit. Shit like that. You know. That's what I would, for okay. Wait, you said you got the moon in mm, mm, mm. Anyway, yeah. By the way, you with you having being a Cancer rising, you had Gemini in your on your 12th house classical. Communication with siblings might not be the best, or communication in general. You may self-undo in a way. It could be, hey, it could be talking too much or not talking enough, not communicating enough. Mm, mm. Do you have some different beliefs that's a different set of beliefs that's different than your family, and you be talking about it and they kind of think you, I don't know, weird, for lack of a better word? Mm. You still in here, lady? Let me see. I got something for you. See if this resonates with you. Cancer rising, career versus home, public life versus private roots, ambition versus emotional security. This full moon brings the eternal tension into sharp relief. Venus rules your 11th, friends and networks, and 4th, home and family. Her south node meeting in your 3rd house release outdated thought patterns, sibling dynamics, or communication blocks. You may have believed certain narratives about your family or your place in the world that turned out to be illusions. The full moon shows you, what are you building in public, and is it rooted in who you actually are? The career success or public recognition you thought you wanted in March, does it still call to you in October's clear light? Or was it someone else's dream? Jupiter, exalted in your 1st house, makes you the wisdom carrier now. Your presence, your voice, your embodied truth. That's where the power lies. Not in the image, but in the reality. Key question: are you climbing toward a destiny that's actually yours? Did that resonate with you? Yeah. What's your rising sign? What's your rising sign? Tarot. By the way, if you got Cancer energy, Tarot, that will resonate. What's your rising sign? Do you know it? Yeah. So what I basically, that story that you just heard is pretty much what I just showed on the thing. That was that Venus story for you. I just was showing it, clicking and showing y'all, but that's pretty much how it resonates for you personally. You know what I'm saying? And that probably goes double. Didn't you say you're a Cancer moon? Cancer rising, Cancer moon. You don't know your rising sign, Tara? Yeah. Well, I'll just tell you something, lady. You really need to step back and look at your relationship with your mom, because your relationship with your mom plays a heavy role in the way you grow. In a good way or a bad way. I don't know which way it is, you know, but let's just say your mom got, in a way, may have her hand on the controller. Well, rising sign is determined by your exact time of birth. So you're a Gemini. Huh? Hey, Sim, what was your rising sign? Forgot. Damn. Scorpio? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. I didn't do the Scorpio video. I didn't do the Scorpio video. You you a Taurus? Yeah. So that's interesting. So your sun sign. So your sun sign. So you probably was born in between 8, 8 and 10, 8 and 11, 9. Yeah, in between 9 and 11. If you're a Taurus. Yeah. Um, yeah, I didn't do. Well, I got. Yeah, that's in between 9 and 11, ain't it? And look, I got 10 people and 10 likes, and you was born at 10, 10, 10, 10. Shout out to the universe. Hey, uh, I got the audio. I didn't do the video for it yet. I did the audio. I could tell you what I said though for you. Let me see. I could tell you what I said for you. For Scorpio rising. Um, Tarot, you ain't never Tarot. Do you know your moon sign? You ain't never looked that up. Did you say 7580? Uh, all right. Sim, I said the full moon is in your 6th and your 12th house. Your daily routine versus spiritual retreat, health versus healing, services versus solitude. This full moon illuminates the tension between showing up and dissolving. Venus rules your 7th, partnerships, and 12th, hidden things and spirituality and loss. Her South Node conjunction in your 11th house released, we were just talking about friends, release friends and social networks that no longer served you. The groups you thought were your people, you outgrown them, or they never really were yours. The full moon asks, are your daily habits supporting your healing or preventing it? The work you throw yourself into, the routines you maintain, are they genuine service or are they avoidance? What are you not looking at by staying busy? Mars, your chart ruler, is currently in Scorpio in Venus's bounds. You're in your power now. But you're being asked to wield it with beauty, not brutality, with grace, not force. Jupiter exalted in your ninth house brings wisdom, teaching, opportunities, or journeys, literal or spiritual, that redirect your purpose. The philosophy you need is coming. Question: what wound are you working around instead of working through? 7/5/1980 looks like you an Aries moon. Uh, hmm. Mars, you got a stellium going on in Virgo, North Node in Leo. Uh, Sun at, hmm, wait, oh yeah, Cancer. Let's see. Cancer, Mercury in Cancer, hmm, Venus in Gemini, Chiron in Taurus. Hmm. Uh, see, Mercury's under the beams of the sun. Hmm. You could be a Gemini rising. Yeah, hey, lady, I actually put a video out. I just put a video out yesterday talking about, if you check, I got the last two, the Saturn Venus opposition. I put it out yesterday, and then the full moon. That's those two are better explanations, you know. And by the way, you can. I got a playlist for Cancer Rising with a whole with a bunch of the short, like I showed you. Yeah, there's a playlist for Cancer Rising with all that in there. Uh, yeah, uh, yeah, Tara, look like you're Gemini rising. You could be a Gemini rising, uh, Taurus or Gemini rising, but you got a stallion in Virgo. Um, yeah, North Node, Aries moon. So emotionally, you could be a little bit impulsive too. You know. Looks like your this looks like your Mercury's under the beams of the sun, so you don't actually communicate all your thoughts and stuff like that. Um, you got the two malefics together with each other in the sign of perfection, hmm, with Jupiter in retrograde. So I wonder if you, and with your North Node and Leo. You want to be seen, but I wonder if perfection holds you back too much. Hmm. I wonder if you may have moved when you was 10 years old. Something went on with your communication style when you was 10, maybe. Uh, Probably did move around 17. Hmm. Hmm. Something strange, shocking, unexpected could have happened at 25. Maybe it had something to do with the family. Yeah, it's a couple of things. You're 44. You're 44. You're ninth house here, so beliefs, philosophy, and life. Beliefs, philosophy, and life probably when it has something to do if you're dealing with family, connection, relationships, that type of shit. I don't know. I didn't put your like actual time of city or nothing in there. I did put 4 o'clock, but where I was. Hey, Tara, I don't know, you're male, female? Uh, would you? I mean, I know this may sound good. Are you pretty? Are you attractive? Like, are you pleasing to the eye? Would others say you're attractive? I don't know. Yeah. So, uh, do you do do you do you find that women think you're attractive? The reason I'm asking because if you are a Gemini rising, you might have Venus on your ascendant, and Venus kind of has a way of beautifying people, right? Make you more pleasing to the eye. That's why I was asking you that. So, I got a question for you. When you speak, do you say "I feel" a lot as you speak? Well, I feel like, well, I feel. Oh yeah, lady, yeah, that probably applies to you too. The reason I'm asking you, I'm asking because of that Cancer energy. Cancer is our field, and if you sit back and you listen to somebody with Cancer energy, within a 10-minute conversation, they're gonna say I feel about it 50 times. But here's the problem with that, lady. Here's the problem with that Cancer energy. Or is emotions based in reality? Well, to be honest with you, Tyrell, your Mercury is under the beams of the sun, so I don't think you're gonna actually. If you really, what's that mean? You don't tell everybody. And Mercury is your ascendant, so and you may not see, but your ascendant is in a blind spot, so you may not be able to see how much you talk about how things make you feel. Somebody might have to actually inform you of that because it's in your blind spot. And you may not see how materially focused you may be. I got a question for. All right, since if you're a Gemini rising, here's you. See if this resonates with you. Gemini rising, community versus creativity, groups versus personal joy, future visions versus present pleasure. This full moon illuminates the tension between your social networks and your heart's desire. Venus rules your 12th and your 5th. Her South Node conjunction in your 4th house stirred up family karma and ancestral patterns. What expectations did you inherit about who you should be? What role were you playing in your family system? This full moon reveals, are your friendships and social circles aligned with your authentic creative expression? Or have you been performing a version of yourself to belong? The Neptune fall from March may have made certain social connections seem more meaningful than they were. Jupiter exalted in your 2nd house restores faith in your inherent value and brings financial blessings. You don't need the group's validation to know your worth. Key question: are you choosing joy or choosing acceptance? I am Astrology Readings.com. Gemini rising. You know your rising sign? You know your rising sign? You got Saturn in the you got Saturn in the 5th, 4th. So 2008 to 2010, Tarot, something might have been going on with that was your Saturn return. Something was going on with something was going on with hey something was going on with your family, your home, your roots. uh Yeah, something was going on with your home. That was your Saturn return had something to do with deep bonded relationships, your beliefs, and home, family, and roots. And that went on in between 2008 and 2010. That was your fork in the road right there with that. Mm. Yeah. So this eclipses and stuff has been going on. This last eclipse pretty much happened on your Mars. Mars rules your friends and your moon and what you do on a daily basis. Oh, hey, Tara, do you feel like you have been a slave to your family, in service to your family? For lack of better words. Yeah, I'm trying to serve y'all, but y'all treating me like a goddamn slave. Y'all taking advantage of this shit now. Or vice versa. Hey, uh, Shelley, Chelsea, you from New Orleans? Do you think connection, do relationships in a way mess with your health? I got a question for you. Do you have proper boundaries when it comes to your family members and friends, or do you think ooh, do you think they should be in service to you? Uh, I mean, all right. Some of the reason I'm asking, man, because the eclipses is bouncing. If you're Gemini rising, the eclipses is bouncing back and forth from your how you seen in the outer world, career, reputation, job, and family, and where you live at, and connection there. Something's going on with this, bro. And the South Node is traveling through it here. So there's some family shit. There's some karmic family shit. Even there may be family members right now currently that you trying to get the hell away, that you might need to walk away from. Maybe beliefs, family beliefs, connection to beliefs, their beliefs in life, and their philosophy in life, and what they value. What they value and what you value might be two different things, and you need to, it'd be everything like that, especially look, because Jupiter, you got Jupiter. Jupiter is in detriment in Virgo, and Jupiter rules your seventh house of relationships and your 10th house of reputation. And the condition of this is in detriment. Could that be you looking for the perfect relationship that won't affect your reputation? Or have you not actually, been the one in the relationship that, affected your partner's relationship, reputation? Embarrassing motherfuckers. Man, I can't bring you nowhere. Every time we come here, man, you starting some shit. I knew I should have left your ass at home. Every time we come to the bar, you get in a fight, man. I just want to have a drink and chill. You and your Aries moon, mad because he bumped into you. He wasn't looking at you. He was. I don't know, man. I'm just playing around. I don't know. It could be either way. Only you could say. But you gotta be honest with yourself at this point. Look at lady. So look, Tara, I'm gonna just say this. Sometimes when I'm, like I was telling the lady, I'm painting the outline. So when I talk, you know how you go get a coloring book, and the coloring book, you can see the picture, but there's no colors in the pages. And you got to pick up the crayons and color the pages, right? Fill in the color. When I talk, I draw coloring book pages. I draw coloring book pictures. You gotta fill in the color. You gotta draw the picture. Read what cards. Read what cards. Tarot cards. You talking about me? I should read tarot cards. You should read cards. I don't know what you mean by that. Facts. All right. You want me to explain it to you in your language then, Tara? You need me to explain it to you in your language? All right. All right. I'll tell you what. Let's think about it as a cross. Oh, no. Oh, no. You stay with me, partner. You see this? This is your ascendant, descendant line. See this? This is your MCIC line. So picture a line like this and a line like this. What you got? That's a cross. You see it? You see this cross? Boom, boom. Now, I'm about to tell you the cross you're carrying. On this side, you got the Lover's card. Matter of fact, you better get your cards out. You got the Lover's card. You got the Lovers in the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. With the Empress right next to it. And the ruler of this is the Magician. So put the Magician, Lovers, the 10 of Swords right here. Over here, in opposition to this, get the Temperance, get the 10 of Wands, and get the Wheel of Fortune. Up here, I want you to get let's see. The seven of Swords. Put it up here with the Moon card and the World card. And down here, I want you to get Strength. Get the 7 of Wands and the Sun card. That's the cross you're carrying. Now, you still need me to get some cards out? Did I speak to you in your language, dog? You understand? What's up, Tan? Did you understand that? You thought you had me, huh? You thought you was going to skate away. Oh, man, I really don't understand. Yeah, I got your ass. You can't run from me. I got you. You thought I ain't know nothing about no cards, huh? Watch this. When it comes to your moon, your moon is in, you get the Emperor, get the 3 of Wands. Go ahead and get the High Priestess. Your High Priestess is dealing with the 3 of Wands in the Emperor energy. And you can get the Tower, because the Tower is Mars, and Mars rules Aries. So emotionally, you got the Tower, you got the Emperor, you got the High Priestess, and you got the 3 of Wands. Now what you got? Tell me. You put them 4 cards together. Tell me what you got. Is that you emotionally? Is that what you're dealing with emotionally? Tell you. Your lady, your high priestess is actually in the Chariot. I don't know what degree it is, but either it's dealing with the 2, 3, or 4 of cups. And it's double for you because your moon and your rising is there. But on the other side of that, your relationships are going to be dealing with uh, the uh, the devil, right? And either two, three, four of pentacles. I don't know. I don't know you stuff. I'm just going by the outline. I'm painting a blank coloring book page for you. So just to be all right. If you want to be real general, here's real general for you, lady. You, when it comes to you, you are the chariot. Your relationships is the devil. Your reputation is the emperor. Wait, yeah. But at home, you're justice. Your home and family life is about justice. Your relationships is about the devil. your your reputation and all of that is about the emperor, but you and your body and all of that is about the chariot. How's that? Shout out to the universe. 1212. Does that sound about right? Does that resonate with you, lady? Hey, y'all challenge me. Y'all challenge me to talk your language. Shit. Hey, let me show you something. Hold on. This live video right here, the tarot eclipse, the hermits go out to the moon. This whole thing I go through the first 22 right here. Direct, it'll be going direct degrees, so it's going to be at 13 degrees, right? So once you get no, not that one, not that one, not that one. It's one. Let me see. It's not that one. I go through all the cards, astrology, and connecting to the hold up. Oh, here you go. It's called the major arcana and the soul's journey. I remember talking about now go out there, young soldier, and be that warrior to you know what I mean, to face the world. your house. Look at what I want you everybody to stop. Look around. True strength is spiritual, not physical. A man must learn to use the strength of spirit to sustain. Yeah, that's me going through the first 22. Yeah. Let me see. I know I had another one. I just quickly ran through the whole deck. Give y'all a little taste. If I can find that shit. Yeah. Yeah, I get down. I get down. You know, I just what actually happened. I'll tell you. All right, I'll tell you what actually happened. One day I was listening to a podcast, right? And you know, I always watch tarot. I had been, but I was deep into astrology, right? And I had always watched tarot. People do tarot readings and shit, but I just, you know, because it was fascinated to me. And on the podcast, the lady said, "Oh man, without astrology, there's no tarot." And I said, "What?" I said, "Huh? No, this can't be." All right. And I kept listening, and so I actually that day I ran out and I bought a tarot deck and came home, opened that shit up, and started. I said, "Holy shit, I know tarot," and I didn't even know I knew it. What did I just show you? I just showed you that tarot has structure and rules. One day, I'm sitting up there watching a podcast, listening to this podcast, and the lady said, without astrology, there's no tarot. And I was like, what you say? Wait, hold up. What the fuck you mean? Without astrology, there's no tarot. I didn't even realize that all that shit had astrological placement. So I went and bought a deck that day. Never wanted a deck before. And I took that deck. And I was like, God damn. The Fool, Uranus, the Magician, Mercury, High Priestess, the Moon, the Empress, Venus, the Emperor, Aries, the Hierophant, Taurus. I was like, wait a minute. Since I know astrology, I know the cards, the Lovers, Gemini, the Chariot, Cancer, Strength, Leo, the Hermit, Virgo, Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, Justice, Libra. The Hangman, Neptune. Death, Scorpio. Temperance, Sagittarius. The Devil, Capricorn. The Tower, Mars. The Star, Aquarius. The Moon, Pisces. The Sun, Judgment, Pluto. The World, Saturn. That is the major arcana. So you got the Ace of Swords. What swords? What swords? What swords? It's air. And just knowing astrology and air, I know that the 2, 3, and 4 of swords is Libra. The 2 of swords is the first 10 degrees of Libra. The 3 of swords is the next 10 degrees of Libra. And the 4 of swords is the next 10 degrees of Libra. Because there's 30 degrees in every side. But I continue. We got the 5 swords, the 6 of swords, the 7 of swords. You know what that is? The 30 degrees of Aquarius. Then I got the 8 of swords, 9 of swords, 10 of swords. You know what that is? The 30 degrees of Gemini. Then we got the court, which is a mixture of energy. Then we got the pentacles. Pentacles is earth. What is earth? Oh, that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. 2, 3, 4 of pentacles. Capricorn. 5, 6, 7 of pentacles. Taurus. 8, 9, 10 of pentacles. Virgo. Then you got the court, which is a mixture of it, energy. Then we go to cups. What are cups? Water. What is water? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. 2, 3, 4 of cups. Cancer. 5, 6, 7 of cups. Your sign, Scorpio. 8, 9, 10 of cups. Pisces. Then you got the court. Then you got the wands. What is wands? It's fire. What is the fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. 2, 3, 4 is Aries. 5, 6, 7, Leo. 8, 9, 10, Sagittarius. Then you got the court. Question. If I know astrology like the back of my hand, and I know charts and degrees and all that shit, do I automatically know tarot? What did I just show you? I just showed you that tarot has structure and rules. These cards go with certain places. You didn't know that. That was the story I was about to tell you, but it is right there. So, lady, when he said, man, Do you need cards and all that? By the way, you saw I started talking to him without even shuffling. I ain't even got a deck in my hand. I was just telling him from his placement. Just looking at his chart and saying, hey, get this card, get this card, get this card. It's going to apply to your goddamn moon. I ain't shuffle nothing. I ain't even, my deck in the other room. Ain't nowhere around. Yeah, it's all the language, y'all. It's just languages. So I just basically he asked me, "Hey, can you stop? Can you speak to me in Spanish?" I said, "Sure, I'm bilingual." That's all I did. He thought he had me. I got him. nah, but yeah, for real. Yeah, it's all connected. Hey, lady, watch this. No, when I'm watching um tarot readers, right, and they got a certain card, and I know that certain card is a certain sign in a certain part, and they not speaking to that sign. They speaking to a totally different sign. What what would go through your mind at that moment? What would go through your if it was me and you say, "Oh, that card is Cancer, second degree," and that person ain't speaking nothing about Cancer energy. They ain't speaking none of that shit. What would go through your mind? Just wondering. No, I get it. I get it. There is uh, a lot of intuition does come into play, but your intuition needs to come into play within the structure of these cards, in my opinion. Within the structure. Within the structure, you got a lot of room to play, in my opinion. But, you know, who mine? Hey, man, let's put it this way. Think about it like dribbling a basketball. If you never dribbled a basketball, you're gonna be having to pay attention and all of that stuff. You right? You just trying to learn the fundamentals. But the more practice you get with dribbling and dribbling and dribbling and dribbling and dribbling, learning the rules of dribbling. Then at that point, that's when you could start going between your legs and going around your back and doing all the fancy globetrotter shit. That's the globetrotter shit and all of that and the fancy tricks. That's intuition with the actual, but they had to learn the fundamentals before they could get to the tricks, in my opinion. So, for instance, like I said, cups. Anything in a cup. Cups is water. Water has to do with emotions, feelings, and emotions and stuff like that. And so, if somebody had sitting up there with one of those, cup cards, and they're not talking about feelings and emotions, what do you call that? They're not even in that realm. What do you call that? By the way, let me specify something. In my opinion, what I'm saying about tarot, it doesn't apply to oracle cards. Oracle cards is more intuitive, but tarot, and all of that shit, it has structure. Them cards go with different places. The moon is the high priestess. The moon is not the moon. The moon is Pisces. You don't have to believe me. Go check it. Go check it. Trust, but go verify me. Hey, sound of nature, what's happening with you? Oh shit, just just rapping, talking. Actually, kind of just came on to have some breakfast and chatted up for a minute, and breakfast ran a little long. Now we in brunch time. My coffee and my blunt ran out. Now it's time for some real food. What you mean? What am I doing here? Doing where? On Earth? On this live? Wait, what are you talking about? I just told you what I don't know if you was paying attention. I said I came on here to have breakfast, chatted up, and talked about the current shit. Oh, that was somebody's chart. That was somebody's chart. I just finished talking to them about it, chopping it up. It's actually somebody's chart up in here. But so I was chopping it up with them about that. Right. That's today's energy. That's the energy right now. Right. Moon in Cancer, at home in Cancer, Jupiter exalted in Cancer. Sun at 19 degrees in the bounds of Jupiter. What's that mean? The sun has to ask Jupiter to speak to this Venus to get its agenda done. And then the only thing that the sun will have is the tools in which Venus allows it to have in its arsenal. I talked about, you missed the whole thing. You might have to rewind. I reiterated the whole Venus, because Venus is in opposition to, we're separating now 2 degrees, right? Right now, it's usually within 3 degrees of engagement. So this Venus Saturn opposition is still going on in the Virgo Pisces axis. Venus is now at the critical degree. Venus will be leaving Virgo tomorrow, going home to Libra, right? So, and I talked about this whole thing from January, because in January, about January 3rd, Venus went here and went through a gauntlet of energy. They had a stellium going on, and then Venus made all its way back to the South Node now. It was playing footsie with the North Node. And you missed it, but Saturn is at the same degree in which they made that vow over here when Venus was over here, right? And so now Saturn has been, like I said, reviewing, watching Venus's trip this whole time. And now this opposition is about Saturn asking Venus, did you do the work? Let's review. Let's rewind. Let's see if you did what you're supposed to do. Before you allow you, in Monopoly, go you can get $200 for pass and go, or you might have to take your ass straight to jail. And do not collect the $200 because you didn't do the work. Take your ass to jail. And you got to spend 3 times to get out of jail. Or, or you better hope you got to get out of jail free card. Yeah. Does that make sense to you, Sound of Nature? There was some dream, something you may have thought about in January. You may have started working on it and all of that. Now, where's that dream, that idea, and all of that now? Is it gone in the wind? It's that song? Dust in the wind. All we need is dust in the wind. Is that idea dust in the wind now? Or is it still, you're still working on it? You're still putting in the work? You still. If you put in the work, Jupiter here, sextiling here, is here to support you. Support that. But there's things, by the way, also to be allowed to go forward. There was things that you used to value, loved ones, value things that you had to let go of, situations and all of that, because you can't take that forward with you. Well, if you're making a new business, are you putting in time for the other one that you started? You putting in enough time for that to grow? Or are you too scattered, Pisces, and you need to, Virgo, focus? Is there uh, businesses that you need to let go of and just focus on one, Virgo position, so you can pay attention to the details? All right. But you know what they say? You can wear a bunch of hats and you can do a bunch of hats really good, but you'll never be great at anything because you're too spread thin. All right. By the way, I'm just talking from experience. I'm a one-man band operation over here, and that's actually some of my you know, holdback, all these videos, all the shit that you see from me, I'm a one-man operation. I could only do so much. All right, so anywho, I want to thank y'all for rocking with me and all that. Yeah. Yeah, for real. I want to thank y'all for rocking with me. Got to get to work on the next stuff. Like I say, check out the playlist and stuff down there, y'all. Just put a video out yesterday. Hope y'all appreciate it. And this would know thyself, balance your energy.